right, I think we are live. Let's go. Good morning. All right, so today is Tuesday, November 18th, and we're trading the NASDAQ futures. We have 2 minutes until the opening bell at 9:30. Overall, I have a bit more of a bearish bias on the day, but in terms of the session, I actually have a little more of a bullish bias. So probably be looking for longs first and then shorts kind of thing. We have some red folder news this week. It's non-farm on Thursday, which means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we can expect more lower quality delivery and price. The algorithm's still going to be functioning. It's just not going to be as precise usually. However, that said, this week has been quite nice. We've had some nice delivery Monday. The only thing we got going is today I might expect the possibility of lower quality delivery. We had Asia delivered. So Asia's the pink box. We had Asia deliver, 350 handles, 1,400 ticks. And then London delivered 1,000 ticks, 257 handles. So there's a lot of movement, which means I might expect some chop. So 1 minute until open. Let's see what we get. And 9:30. So for 9:30, kind of expecting, I guess here's a little bit of a stop hunt right there. I'm actually kind of expecting something like that. Kind of in a, so here's an accumulation phase, which is nice right here. Here's a manipulation of all the lows. So forming like a little breaker right here. Oh, and that breaker's already negated. So the stop hunt is not done. And it could fall from here too. That was my secondary prediction. Was it just straight up did not want to come up here for a retrace? Either way, I'm bearish. My first prediction is it would come down a bit, balance up, and then go like that. However, it is possible it just falls. Does some one-sided delivery and falls. I don't think I'm bullish on the day, so I don't expect price to get much higher than some of these equal highs up here if it does. Look at this wild delivery. These are 360 tick candles. Like I can't even do anything with that. Okay. Wow. Wow. Look at that. That's some wild delivery. I don't think I've ever seen a 500 tick candle, at least not that I can remember. It's not that frequent that you get a candle that huge. And look at this volatility. Coming back down another 100 handles, 380 ticks. Look at this 15-minute chart. Look at this candle. Wow. Curious what what even 1 micro would be. $90, not too bad. I just don't trust this price action right now. So when I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, Just noticing a lot of wicks here on the bottom side, right up here, and then also to the top side. It's got pushing down pretty hard. This is a signature for me to indicate to be pretty cautious. One hour looks okay. Doesn't show it so much. Nothing's totally clear. To me, it's already done the rebalancing here of this gap. It's created this trend line liquidity up in here. So these two tailless candles have been mitigated, one right there, one right there. If anything, this makes me favor shorts sooner than longs. But it just doesn't look good. So we'll just wait for some more candles to print. As candles print, it'll likely become clearer. So here, price is just kind of hovering around this inversion. Doesn't look like any of the maybe YM's leading bullishly a little bit. ES is in the middle and NQ's lagging potentially from that perspective. So it looks like the short idea that I had put out up here was playing out. I probably would have moved my stop up above here. Probably where I usually put it, right above the body of the candle before the gap. So it probably would have been okay. I think I originally had it somewhere down in here. But I just wasn't interested in that short. I might favor shorts, but that's just not clean to me. Well, what I do want to do is I'm going to put my tool on the chart. Make some notes. I come back and I review these notes. This is, you know, the play-by-play analysis, basically. And because it's not just about the trades you took, it's about the trades you didn't take too. And I didn't take it. 1 hour here. So we have this fair value gap that was holding resistance. There just wasn't any clear gaps that we tapped into. We got a lot of liquidity. I usually like to see liquidity plus a fresh fair value gap. So this 4-hour 2 a.m. candle took liquidity on both sides. And it's possible the 4-hour could chop here too. We already got 2 candles in a row. So it's possible it chops. Oh, wow. Look at that. Just huge responsiveness. And actually, move that. So we're outside of macro. Can't justify a long either. Just kind of consolidating around previous day low, midnight open, previous week low down here, which, you know, we saw in London a nice super bullish response. This is what I want to see. Like, this is beautiful. Like, perfect. Asia low was taken. Here's an inversion, a breaker. Like, look at that. That's what I want to see. That's the delivery I want to see. This here doesn't look anything like this, does it? No, short's still playing out. Short idea, I didn't take it. Got a lot of local trend line liquidity building. So the assets are not in sync currently. Now NQ is leading for bearish delivery. ES is close behind, and YM is completely the opposite. So I'm going to look at the higher time frames, see what kind of synchronization there is or isn't. So here on the higher time frames, YM is the leading asset bearishly, with NQ in the middle and ES behind a little bit. Let's zoom out here. So here's the next level, really, which is a long ways away. Probably the same thing on the 1 hour. So it's just going to probably free fall, would be my guess. Excuse me. Yeah, so we're kind of in this 1 hour gap right here. Little gapski there. So we're in the 950 macro. This is not clean delivery. But I said that earlier, that I was expecting the possibility for delivery to price delivery to not look very nice. All right, London low has been swept. $930 did a double Judas. It kind of swung down, took out some sell side liquidity, then swung up for the real Judas, took out buy side for sell side distribution, which matched with the bias overall for bearish distribution. I wonder how many people got chopped up in this. Already a 250 handle opening range, basically 1,000 ticks. I remember, like, when I started trading NQ last year, I mean, 1,000 ticks would be an entire day. There's a lot of volatility in this market currently. And I know, like, a lot of it might seem like what a trader does is read price. But what's interesting is I'm learning, once you learn how to read price, once you learn your model and those kind of things, the technicals, there's so many more layers to it because the psychology becomes a big component of it. Can you control yourself so you can clearly see the technicals and adhere to your rules and your model? And with the psychology comes the waiting, the discipline, and the self-control. And that's the trader's true craft, is the waiting. Waiting for it to become obvious, waiting for it to become perfect. And I find myself really immersed in that waiting process lately. Like it's been such a slow week for a lot of different reasons, even in my life personally, but also in the charts. Just waiting for a trade. Yesterday, I didn't get my order fill, and so I just waited. And then I went on to do more back testing yesterday, and I went through 2 full days of just clicking forward through the candles, waiting for something to look good. But when we wait, and it's of course a balance, because if you wait forever for the stars to align, you'll never take a trade. But sometimes we have to go to one end of the spectrum to experience it, and then we rebalance ourselves. But the waiting part, that's the trader's true craft, because when we wait long enough for obvious and as close to perfect as we believe our model should be, that's when the odds tilt slightly in our favor. And maybe this is what they say. I hear a lot of people talk about how boring trading can be. And I feel that's true. All right, a little longer than a quick break, but I didn't think anything would be happening. So, boom, let's see here. I'm not interested in a long. Kind of no clear swing high here. I mean, there's that one on a lower time frame that it swept. Let's see here. So the 15 minutes going to form this SIBI right here. But the 1 hour didn't sweep the nearest low. 46 minutes left on this candle. There is, I feel like it needs to, doesn't need to do anything. It can do whatever it wants. It's the market. So noting here, there's this inefficiency in this candle. I'm just going to make it red. That's how I kind of remind myself that I expect this to change, right? Like I expect this to push up. You know, same here on the 4 hour. I expected at some point to balance this gap out, However, came really close to this low. I don't know if there's an SMT. There doesn't appear to be an SMT. There's no other assets taking that low yet. So like I could possibly long from here, opposing the bearish delivery. I would much rather short from down up in here. So the 15-minute did confirm this gap. Like that would be okay by me. I wouldn't mind. At this point, I can clear some of the stuff off. Isn't necessary. Liquidity's taken. Didn't quite reach my objective up in here. But if price could come up, give me a short in there, I'd be interested. That's ugly. I'd be interested in that for a short. Might be interested in that for a long. But either way, I think it's at least an hour away from me having a setup. So I'm just going to walk away. I took a little bit of a break to see what price would do, see if it would get anywhere I could do anything at, and it didn't. So I'm going to shut down the stream. And